getting a response to this guy that I told him that that I would do it. It's called Questions for Aaronk1994, but I just got my new webcam and I've been fiddling with it, trying to get the frame rate right. So I finally got it, so here we go. Question 1. Why am I blocking users? Well, he says that I just block them because they're atheists and that I don't agree with them. Well, that's not true. I block them because they swear at me and they send me hate mail and they're just downright hateful. That's right. So I block people who swear at me and stuff. I don't just block atheists because they're atheists. That would be ludicrous. I don't do that. So that's why I block users. Question 2. What are my thoughts on abortion, same-sex marriage, and separation of church and state? Well, I think abortion is murder because all abortions stop a beating heart. The baby, even though it's still in the mother's womb, is not just a blob of tissue, okay? It's a living, breathing human being. It's alive, no doubt, so if you kill it, it's not your choice, even if you did it. I mean, it's not your choice. It's not the baby's fault. He can't help being born. It's his life, or she, whatever the case. Or it's the baby's life, so you don't have any right to take the life away, do you? Well, if you don't want to have the baby, then have the baby and put it up for adoption or something. Don't kill it. Sheesh. And besides, if you murder a pregnant woman, why are you charged with 2 murders? The murder of the baby and the murder of the mother. See? That's my evidence right there for abortion is murder. So, what are my thoughts on same-sex marriage? I believe that is a horrible, horrible thing to do. It's terrible and disgusting and stuff. It's just a terrible, terrible thing to do. It says it in the Bible, so I'm going to go along with that, of course. So I think it's a horrible thing to do. And what are my thoughts on separation of church and state? I don't believe it exists because... Sorry. Allergies been getting me lately. So, I don't think it exists. You can get the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights. They won't. None of them will say anything whatsoever about separation of church and state. Separation of church and state came about because of a quote taken out of context. Because Thomas Jefferson heard, I might not be telling this exactly right, but it's approximately right. Thomas Jefferson heard that the government was trying to establish a state religion. That means everybody has to follow it. Well, they already have that now, evolution. Well, some people don't agree with that, but in my opinion. Anyways, they're trying to establish a state religion. Thomas Jefferson said, no, we can't do that. The state has no place in the church, but the church must step into the government. So, they ignore the last part and just take the first part. So they ignore the last part, and that's where we got separation of church and state from. It doesn't exist, okay? And the second part of that question, do I think that we should keep religion out of the government and out of schools? Well, I believe that we should keep unprovable religions such as Hinduism and Islam, Buddhism, unprovable religions out of the school, unless they're private schools and privately funded. Okay. But creation is easily provable. There's mountains of evidence for it. Evolutionists won't accept the fact, but there is. They just say, well, we're just going to ignore this evidence because this evidence does not stand up against the other evidence that we supposedly have, which they have none. So they're basically really ignorant. So, without the Bible, our government would be nowhere. Well, the whole world would be nowhere, but we'll say people still knew about the coming of Christ, but there was no Bible. I know that sounds kind of strange, but just hear me out. Where would we get our laws from? Almost every single law that we have now was based on the Bible. Well, some people say we're supposed to keep religion out of the government. Well, the Founding Fathers sure didn't think so. They went back to the Bible again and again for almost every issue that they had. I believe the Bible promotes democracy, and it established most of the laws that we have today in the United States of America. Or you might not live in the United States. Well, that's where I live, so sorry. Okay, so that's question 2. Question 3. Do you think all atheists are hateful and abusive or whatever? No. I would say most. A lot of the atheists on YouTube are hateful. Like The Amazing Atheist, Thunderfoot, Cap'n Awesome, Extant Dodo. Like those, they're hateful and mean. But I'm friends with a couple of atheists. You just don't bring up the topic, that's all. And, stuff. So I'm friends with a couple of atheists. I don't believe they're all hateful, though everybody can be. Just a lot of them on YouTube are hateful. Like it. More videos coming. I have a debate with Command 52 coming up, so everybody go watch that. The first video should be up on Wednesday morning. I'm in Central Time, so you can figure it out yourself.